In the words of the legendary Lou Gellerman, hello, dog fans, and welcome to the Sound the Siren podcast because everything matters, including absolute chaos in the world of college football. Um, we are running a few minutes later than planned. We apologize about that. We're like Gandalf, though. We always arrive precisely when we mean to, even if we said we were going to be up online 20 minutes ago. That's my bad. We are, of course, on intro or on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Sound the Siren UW and soundthesirenuw.substack.com. We're also at patreon.com/Sound the Siren if you'd like to support us there. Please do so, as well as checking out other members of the College Huddle. I am your host, Hooligan7, joined tonight by Hood Husky and DJ K. Woody. Gentlemen, how are you doing this evening?
I personally am fine. Speak for anybody else, but mercy.
Yeah, I mean, same, personally fine, but whole mix of emotions the last 24 hours have been crazy, but yeah, that's college football now.
Facts.
Yep, it is craziness, and that's going to be our primary topic tonight. We could do beverages if we would like. I've got water. DJ Hood, you gentlemen have anything?
I got coffee and water, so
I got hot chocolate from Dutch Bros.
Okay. I was like, man, it's
I'm not drinking
you're
coffee.
Staying on the transfer portal news grind if you're drinking coffee this late.
No, I'm not Roman. Not doing that.
God bless Roman and the beat writers that are doing great work and covering all of this chaos. But we'll skip stupid tweets and let's just talk about it. Obviously, the big news coming out on Monday that Washington quarterback Dumbond Williams was attempting to enter his name into the transfer portal. We can talk a little bit about the circumstances and the specifics of when that announcement was released, but first, just general thoughts.
Yeah, I just think knee-jerk thoughts are just something's wrong with the sport that we love. You know what I mean? And there's going to have to be something that happens to have some form of oversight to be able to just I understand the fans are on the lowest of the totem pole, but like to protect, the fans, the fans at the end of the day are, why these networks are able to pay out, with the viewership and things like that. So there's got to be something with the fans in mind, the buyers in mind. And the majority of the buyers are the people that are, 30 plus. They're not the young people that are, clapping this on or bigging this type of energy on, So yeah, I just think it just, shines a light on a big problem in the sport, and really just taking away some of the pageantry of the game. You start threatening the fans, and you start threatening cultures. You start threatening Virginia Tech's process, Clemson's process, Penn State's process, Michigan's process, and then what's college football? So yeah, I would say just ultimately disappointing that this is just something that's not identifiable, a sport I don't know, can't identify.
Yeah, it sucks. Not just for Husky fans, but for a lot of fans in general. Their favorite players are leaving after 1 year. I mean, my sons are 4 and 6. They know all the players, not all the players, but like they know all like the main players for UW. And yeah, next year they're gonna have to learn a whole new group of them. I mean, granted, some of them actually graduated that are moving on from UW or going to NFL, but yeah, others aren't. So yeah, I mean, hopefully that's not something they will know for long. Like this can't last forever. How it is,
it's very much not sustainable because you're also not only, and not to interrupt, and I apologize, but you're not only burning fans, you're burning boosters and donors that are like, why am I going to invest in this product if a 19-year-old kid in this instance is going to say, yes, I'm going to accept somewhere between $4 and $5 million from I'm sure a conglomeration of boosters in terms of that we're contributing to the NIL in addition to his revenue share. If that's just going to walk out, or attempt to walk out the door, at the end of day these are adults, and and it's not sustainable for the future of the sport at large. I mean, I certainly think we can still see further consolidation, unfortunately. But I mean, look at a program like Iowa State. They had their coach leave, and they have under 20 players on their roster for next season right now. Like, this is not a sustainable model, and the sad part is, the governing body of the sport for a century plus had so many opportunities to get out ahead of this and move things forward, but they have been an anchor stuck in the mud forever. And this is a drastic symptom of a disease that's been happening for a long time. I mean, and I'm not saying like they went from being as close-minded to players getting paid as possible to basically, okay, we're not going to, we're not going to,
Yeah, what I was going to say
truly
is
the Wild
it went
West.
from the players having no power whatsoever for decades, which is not right, to players have all of the control. Like, they got to meet somewhere in the middle. And as you're saying, Hood, like I know we're at the bottom, the fans are at the bottom of the total pool, but without the fans, they wouldn't have this product. They wouldn't get this money.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, you can say the same about the players too, that there's not players and there's no product either, but it's all together. Like, you need the schools, you need the players, you need the fans and viewership. Something has to give. And yeah, hopefully sooner than later, because as of right now, I mean, the NCAA sucks, but whenever they try to do something, maybe somewhat right, someone else steps in, or court or whatever, shoots it all down. So
yeah, it's definitely gonna lead to some donor fatigue for sure, man.
I mean, unless you're a billionaire, if you're like just a millionaire, like donating money, like, oh, there's no way. I was like, no, it's not worth it.
And I think too, with the conversation as well, like, you have some people that are like hard on the, like, it's the player's fault, and then some people that are hard on the NCAA's fault. You gotta, to be honest, just be intelligent here and understand it's a nuanced situation, and both parties, you know what I'm saying, with power are not doing well. So whether it's a governing body or not, like, I kind of circle back to just kind of, elements of just cultural. We got to have these young men have a little bit more upstanding values too, as well. Like, you sign a document, and it doesn't matter if you feel different tomorrow or whatnot. You should have spoken up in that moment, or whatnot. So just kind of sticking to your commitments and things like that. So yeah, I mean, I think ultimately it's just frustrating, because I think it's a microcosm of society a little bit too. So these young kids really don't have too much direction, and they're being led by the adults that are willing to take bigger risks than like caring about the kids. You know what I mean? So it's unfortunate.
Adults care about themselves.
And a lot of them too, and parents living through their kids, parents and stuff too, like that.
Agents, like advisors,
And you're seeing it's 2-parent homes. It's not like, oh, somebody needs this and they need that. It's the parents. Both of them are, oh, my baby is playing at the highest level. Go back, and you see them mad, sitting back mad. they're trying to be equally, clouded up too.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Where were you guys? Like, how did you guys find out? And like, what was your first initial thoughts when you found the news?
I'll let you go first.
Well, I was on, if I remember correctly, I was literally on my way out the door to go to the gym and run a couple of errands, because I had to pick up a couple of things that got left at my parents' over Christmas, from dishes and stuff like that still had food leftovers left that I needed to go pick up. And then I think it was, so I was either getting ready to go out the door, and then I think I was just as I was leaving. And this is one of the key points, like, as unfortunate this is, when you talk about the impact on Washington, and in specific the impact on the perception, or both Washington's perception of Dumbond and Dumbond's reputation going forward. Mm-hmm. The fact that he posted the announcement when he did, and if you're not aware, This went out on Instagram while the majority of the football team and the majority of the athletic department was in Heck Edmondson Pavilion for a celebration, the celebration of life for Mia Hammett, women's soccer goalkeeper that passed away due to cancer about a month ago. Like, if he releases that, like, as much as it sucks as a Husky fan, like, if he releases that information Tuesday, Sunday night, does it suck? And are we still having this conversation about, wait a second, I thought he re-signed and we had a contract signed for him to be our quarterback next year. It's a whole other conversation. Dumbond Williams is persona non grata at the University of Washington and should be to every fan base, to every fan at the University of Washington. Like, he will not play another down at Washington. Or if I'll speak for myself here, I'm not going to make a blanket statement for everybody because, but if I saw Dumbond Williams in a Husky uniform, I am booing. I'm booing Dumbond. I am booing anyone and everyone involved with putting him back on a field representing the University of Washington, because that is the epitome of a self-centered and selfish decision. Like, and it's fine. Like, you can, like, if in the details of it, if you're going to get $1 million, $2 million more dollars from Louisiana State or Miami, even if you're breaking a contract, that's a conversation we can have, and it's understandable. You're a 19-year-old. Like, I'd be hard pressed in my profession if somebody said, "Hey, we're going to let you do what you do, and we're going to pay you 7 figures more than what." Like, there's a lot of good that I could do with that kind of resources, and be able to retire and and catch up on retirement. But to do that, not understanding the larger picture of what is happening in that moment, for people that you have been a part, or that you've been a part of the Husky family for 2 years, indicates that it truly is all about you.
Yeah, and he was supposed to be there too. From all indications from people, players,
his new teammates were showing up on campus this week, and Dumbond ducked town.
It's tough, man. It's real tough, but
I mean,
they can do anything. Like, it's almost how, like I told you guys earlier, like, it's up to the balls of the kids at this point. Like, what are they willing to risk? Because they're not going to be held accountable at anything. So it's almost like it's up to the kids now. Like, I think it was Noah that brought up the point of, like, if this 2023 FSU quarterback goes down, what's stopping a kid from being like, the NCAA is not going to be able to do nothing. I'm a second string quarterback right here. Let me, like, unenroll from school and enroll at Florida State real quick and be immediately eligible. And then you'll play, and then the NCAA will review it, and it'll be like, oh, we can't do anything anyway because we can't. You can't deny somebody employment. Like what?
Here's your trophy.
But it's not employment. I mean, and it's not and it's still not employment. It should be.
Mm-hmm.
If we get to a point where we get to it being collectively bargained, that's going to be the protections for both the university, and it's going to mitigate circumstances like this happening. It's, again, the fact that there is no structure, there is no enforcement.
And the thing is that a lot of these young adults don't know is that would help the majority of them. Maybe not like the top end guys who are making millions and millions, but the 80 to 90% of the players doing something like that would benefit them, and they don't see that. And also the top players are the ones that have most of the say anyway, because they're the ones in the headlines and the news. But it would help 80 to 90% of the players if they did something like that. And they don't get it.
Also, with the we're pursuing action to force him to play is just kind of tone deaf. People leading with that being the primary, perspective or narrative, you're just kind of missing the point there. That's not the point there. We do not want him to play. Well, I don't know about them, but I speak for myself. We do not want him to play here. So
I think Amber Fish's post on Instagram is pretty representative of the collective opinion, both of the Washington athletic department, the establishment, of the University of Washington, the fan base, his teammates. Like, Dumbond Williams is not playing another down at the University of Washington. That's not the point. the point of pursuing legal action is that any money that's been paid to Dumbond out of this contract, if there was a signing bonus or like a front end to this, to recoup that fund, and then certainly if you read the language, and this is something that the language is similar across all of, and when I say similar, I mean every school in the Big Ten is using the same language for these deals.
Yep.
That any concepts of a buyout of the contract is at the determination of the University of Washington, and those kinds of things are enforceable because, like, you get into court, like you sign a legal document. Most of the time, those owners are like, "Oh, well, you can't really just." So that's where it is, and there are punitive damages that Washington could potentially recoup from tampering parties or from
Dumbond.
I mean, and I think the other Dumbond himself, or like,
but probably the other school is most likely.
And the other schools are going to have no problem doing it, but at least something happens, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, like as you said, it could be viewed up and say, "Oh, it's $50 million." I mean, they're not going to go that high, but they could. That's what the contract says. But my guess is, like, are they willing to, if say it's LSU as a school, to get like, all right, give us $2 million or whatever? They're probably would be fine. Okay, sure. I mean, LSU probably willing to pay that, but UW would be that's something they can get back and then they can use.
I'm about to
for the rest of the team.
petty. I would be petty. You were petty. I'm gonna be petty. Yeah. You gonna pay for the what they call it? Emotional damages too. I'm hurt.
Emotional damage.
My emotions.
I mean, I will say one thing on the theme of this. But what is it about that university in particular that basically to be anyone of note at that university, you have to be just a complete piece of trash?
Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Ryan literally left a national championship contender to be at a better national championship contender while his team was playing for a national championship.
A former coach that wouldn't cancel practice during high winds, and I ended up killing a grad assistant or the videographer videotaping practice. Kim Mulkey, not exactly known of being a world-class human being. Obviously, Lane. Dumbond's questionable decision making.
And I like LSU players, man. I like the alumni. I like some of the NFL guys. You know, the culture of the players is a cool, but
higher ups, not so much.
I'm henceforth referring to it as Louisiana Shithead University.
I got to add another team to my hate list, man. I got to make an Excel spreadsheet for my list of teams I'm rooting against.
Yeah, they have. We all know who my number one is. My number two is actually right now, based on the last year or so, is probably the University of Michigan. LSU's number three with a bullet.
Ohio State number three for me. Michigan and Ohio State.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm not
going
to refer to Buddy no more. I feel like we have so many dope ass athletes that represent this university that deserve this attention. So with everything in my power, I'm gonna try to avoid communicating about Buddy. You know what I mean? Not saying dude name and bigging up the guys who decide to stay here, man. So as fans, that's all you really can do. It's just move on, honor the decisions.
Yep. And let's talk about the path forward. I mean, certainly, obviously, there are a number of quarterbacks that are still in the portal. I think it's pretty well confirmed by a number of players, by a number of parties, including Roman Tomashoff, that the Bo Perbula, formerly of Penn State and Missouri, was in town, I believe, today. Certainly, you could look at Washington taking a look and bringing in a Sam Levitt, a DJ Lagway, a Deuce Knight. There's a number of, Dylan Raiola is on the market. Please no.
No, those other three you named would be a lot better than old Buddy that Hood mentioned, in my opinion. Those
Bo Perbula?
Levitt, Lagway, and Knight. Those three.
I probably will go definitely Levitt first, but Levitt comes with that same like off the field potential like stuff. I don't
Same
know
with Knight too,
specifically what
right?
happened at ASU, but yeah, I don't know what happened at ASU, but I think he hurt himself playing pickup basketball or something like that. Messed the whole season team
Yep.
up, some rumor like that. I'd say Levitt first, and then I would probably go Deuce Knight because that's probably a guy you have here more than 1 year, so it would signal to the fans that you're probably not invested for just this year, but maybe the run next year when that first really good class is draft eligible. I would think if it's like a hard push for Lagway, that might be potentially like a one and done situation. I think the other two options would signal that he's kind of that, those are
Maybe
one and done.
Well, the other thing
Yeah.
is, and
I like the Deuce Knight
is
option for sure, though.
and isn't Deuce like either like a family friend or isn't he Mike's nephew?
Of Mike, yeah. Yep. So there's ties.
Wait, Penix?
So
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah,
I didn't know
bro.
that.
What
Yeah,
about
ties.
Dylan Raiola and
Man, you're gonna cause JCap not to be a fan of that.
honestly, like I think past a certain tier of honestly, if we get past a certain tier of quarterbacks, there's an element. And speaking of and speaking positively, and more to come on this next week. But honestly, like past a certain point, I'd rather just basically. Here's the way I look at it. We were ostensibly loading or the fish program or the fish era was building toward kind of the first couple of peaks or season peaks, potentially 2026 and then really 2027 with Dumbond Williams. I think Sam Levitt, I think DJ Lagway, Deuce Knight are probably the three guys that you could conceivably still contend for the conference championship next year. I mean, obviously Deuce Knight is the least proven of those three.
I think if you add Fafita there too, I think Fafita could do that too.
Fafita could get you there too. I think you need to put, if it's Noah Fafita, I think you need to go out and I certainly don't think Noah Fafita would cost you $5 million. I think you reallocate some of that money toward a wide receiver one, as an example, a premier edge rusher. But Noah Fafita could get you there as well. And so I would say that that group of four, so Levitt, Lagway, Fafita, Deuce Knight, probably in that order, you still could conceivably make a run or contend for the Big Ten conference for conference championship game appearance next year. Past that tier, I think you're then saying okay, it's really a reset. And in that respect, I'm like, let's roll with Keeney. Let's roll with Derek Zammit. I like Derek Zammit State a lot. There's stuff to like on this roster right now. And past, if you can't bring somebody that really elevates your team, roll with the guys that you have and build again. And allocate those funds elsewhere. And
Zammit's arm talent is special. Zammit's moxie is special. Zammit's feel in the pocket is special. His running ability is special. It's all going to be about how he's able to process the speed at this next level. That's all it's going to be, Yep. So we going to see, and hopefully, man, they're able to get. So I'm assuming that competition at QB2 is going to be wild. So hopefully, there's going to be enough reps there that they could even be pushing for looking good for number one. So,
when you talk about Fafita, are you saying tamper him, or if he enters the portal, then go? What?
Well, I'm just saying, at the end of the
world, I can go after him, even though he's not.
That's really all it is. At the end of the day, we're a second tier program that right underneath the Blue Bloods, and at the end of the day, LSU's at tier 1. They took that from us. We're going to take from a lower level tier 2, or we're going to go take from a tier 3. So at the end of the day, somebody else has signed somewhere else and they going to unsign too, So, Dumbond was just a huge name that, had signed and unsigned, but so.
Yeah, I want Lagway. That's my number one choice.
I do too, bro.
Man, because dude, he has untapped potential that he was not coached well, did not have a good system in Florida, and I mean they were talking about him after his freshman year, okay, when this next year he's going to be the number one pick. I mean, obviously, that's speaking that's too far ahead, 2 years in advance, but he has that kind of talent. But I think he's going to cost a lot. I think he's going to cost more than we got where we're going to pay Dumbond, and so I don't think we'll go. I mean, he may not even have an interest in us anyways, but.
And that's where those that like high school profile like gets in the way too. Like it's like you don't have a better on field resume than a lot of these guys, but at the end of the day, you started at making this much, so you're never going to want to make less than that. So that's the kind of part that sucks with a guy like Lagway, where his actual like on field value probably dropped, but his off field value increased. He can like, so that's kind of unfortunate, but
yeah, I would like Fafita if he into the portal because I think he was
just more way to troll Arizona.
I know, but I think like there's
hey Jason Shear, hi.
So much. There wouldn't be much or any drop off really from Dumbond, and he would cost less, and we can use that. We can allocate that money to get some DL, but that's got to happen soon. Like he's not even. I don't like because the portal closes what in a week, 10 days, 9 days, I think. Yeah.
Having experience at quarterback is obviously what matters most in college football. I mean, you see a lot of these teams now. There's a lot of talent. You had Lagway, Arch, including Dumbond, right? Like you saw them have crazy good games. Then you saw their youth kick their ass in other games when they probably shouldn't have, right? But the guys that were consistent were the 3, 5th-year guys, So a guy like Fafita, you're not just saying you're not just
talking about Diego Pavia.
Oh, 57th year. You're talking about if you're talking about just general leadership ability, experience, been there, done that, like you actually elevate that floor for sure. And somebody that's familiar with that offense as well. So it's gonna be interesting where we I'm super like in being like get somebody like get an old guy like the Will Rogers type thing. Get an old guy and then let like Keeney, Derek figure it out and push that guy, and then you see spurts of them, and then they take it over week 3 or something, or they start from the beginning, but Bo pushed them or another guy pushed them. At this point, I like Zamet a lot, like a lot.
Yeah, I wonder if there's. I mean, if we don't get one of those top guys, if like there's a big time FCS guy that maybe we can go after.
Yep, that's a great point. I mean, look at where Trinidad Chambliss came from.
Yeah. And Cam Ward wasn't like wasn't Incarnate Ward FCS, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was an offensive coordinator thing. I think they were.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying he came from there. Like, you can make it work. I mean, I'm not even expecting someone like to be that good, but like somebody that can come in and run an efficient offense and probably a running quarterback too.
And this is another part too. While the person would be unnamed, like it's the timing of it. You sign something, and it's like, okay, we don't even have to worry about this position. We can actually focus on developing the guys behind you. We don't need to worry about this. We need to worry about that. Now you got to like scramble to figure out who's interested, what visit's going. Can you cancel that visit? Can you come over here? Like we got a better opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's just that is another key element too, where you just F your brothers, right? Or were they even that? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's the sucky part of the decision too. So talking about committing to this and committing to a run and committing and committing and committing and.
Yeah. And I guess we need to throw out an apology to the Darker Knight for our technical, for the platform difficulties. He's unfortunately not. The system itself is not letting him join, but he's in the chat. So
I love that he's in the public chat. Oh, he has.
What's handing Red? I think also too some news about a guy that I think Audric Harris went to Hawaii.
Yeah, that's a good fit.
Yeah, it's a great fit. Jackson Harris just went crazy there. So
yeah, like Vines Bright went to ASU, and what is he already wide receiver 3 there? What the other guys?
Yeah. So
I mean, it's
I think they got another one today.
Committed first, but yeah,
they got another. Yeah, they got another. Today.
So yeah, like
Cal going crazy right now.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I will say is we got to laugh about Adam Muhammad basically expecting SEC offers, and you end up at Cal. Okay,
yeah, I'm gonna leave. I gotta leave that one alone. I did it through the season. I gotta let other people do that one. Go be great, young man. Go be great. I was asking for that, you know what I mean? Go to the level that, you know, you can ball out at. Be a piece of the puzzle. You know, it's not gonna be a RB1 type thing. Even if you get the RB1 snaps, it's an RB2 skill set. So with all due respect, bro, go ball out, feed your family, man. Running back is like the toughest position to get paid, one of the tougher positions to get paid at, bro. So
Yep.
go ball out. Your team's probably gonna win. You're gonna have some memories with that quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Talk about a potential Heisman contender there. So
Eventually.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a Heisman contender next year unless he really, really levels up.
Shoot, them receivers, he could just really.
But let's talk about let's talk about the additions to the roster and the guys that are here. So certainly picking up two specialists, a kicker, Tyler Robles, one of the best punters in the country, Hunter Green from San Diego State, who averaged, I believe, 47.7 yards per punt. A new hero for Washington because we've had some interesting struggles in that part of the game the last couple of years. Certainly had a chance to watch a little bit of Deshaun Watson, but Hood, I think you've had a little bit more of a chance to dig in on Deshaun. What are your thoughts there on Deshaun Watson, defensive lineman, and out of Sacramento State?
I would just say like size, man. Like, you know, it's we have to put a ton of weight on. I think Ontario was listed at 285 when he got here, so and then played at 305. So that's the guy you had to put 20 pounds on and say, do something you've never been asked to do before. So you got a guy, I think it's so Tosh Lupoy hired a defensive line coach that was his line coach. So that should tell you the defensive line's pedigree there. That they had like I think the first best defensive line in the Big Sky as well. So he's definitely representing his defensive line well. I think his first team Big Sky as well. I really like his get off, his overall power. And that's a body type too. If you kind of look through the room, I think he's listed 318, I think on 247. But if you just look at that weight, I mean, there's no other guy that's like that. We lost Logan and Peppa, so there's no other guy on the roster that I think is pushing over 320 like that. So much needed. He's gonna be a starter. So you guys, we have Sebastian Valdez, we got Ontario Thompson. This is going to be the next guy that's going to, have his opportunity to take it to the league, and I think it might be the best one. So,
all right. Also, a commit today from Darren Conley from Ball State. I will say I had a couple of chances to watch, not necessarily full game performances, but some of the highlights of a couple of Ball State games. Looked to have a pretty good first step, like and certainly more of the pass rush at attacking defensive lineman type, but seemed pretty impressive first step, like in the Purdue highlights, even though that game did not go well for his team. Seemed to be winning a lot of reps and being able to. Granted, obviously it's Purdue. We did that to Purdue as well, and hopefully, do that to teams like Purdue going forward, but certainly not a bad get there either with Darren Conley, and certainly we expect a lot more to come there. But any thoughts on Darren Conley from what you gentlemen have seen so far?
Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to Kevin Potts on Twitter. That's where I get a lot of this like info on these players that we get, because he does some in-depth analysis, and then also has some clips. So that's what I saw of Conley too. Some of the clips he posted.
Send that over to me if you can. Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate you,
and yeah, there are like 3 clips that I saw. Not a lot, but obviously it's highlights too. But he was doing against Power 5 teams. That he was doing against Purdue and Auburn that he showed. So it shows that he can't compete with the higher level. I'm looking forward to. I was trying to find some earlier, like on YouTube. I didn't have much luck. So if somebody can find more videos, send them our way too, because I want to look at more film too.
Yeah, I think for certainly for transfer portal stuff, I just tend to just search the team and highlights and find either the game highlight packages, or there's times where certainly full games are available and you can just
Look at those. Watch them.
Watch the play. Fast forward. Watch the play. Watch the next play. Fast forward. Watch the play. Fast forward.
It seems
is the way I tend to go.
It does seem like and this is just take it with a grain of salt, but it does seem like the guys are graded high, and then they have like those analytic metrics on lock. So like QB pressures, hurries, those types of things. They got those things on lock. Where disruption is what we last year. It wasn't just necessarily getting to the quarterback; it was applying pressure. So a lot of these guys live in the backfield, and it seems like that's what they're starting to kind of get that type. And then with Conley specifically, I remember when I was kind of looking up some of his stuff, it was saying he was listed at 265 in 2024, and then his portal stuff is I think 284. So in that 1 year, he put on that 20 pounds. So he's not a guy I would see, obviously putting on too much more, but that's the size that you want on the edge, man. We got the 225 guy and the 230 guy. We needed somebody to, if you look at Walters' defenses in Illinois and Purdue, they had big edges, Kidron Jenkins, Nick Scorton, those were big dudes. So this fits that mold, man.
Yeah.
Sean Lynch is a damn.
Yeah, I know. And it seems like he would be more of a inside for like on passing downs rushing.
Tight high.
Yeah, but he can play
more
edge
closer,
too, like
closer
in base.
high.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well,
sacks, 7.5 loss, 44 tackles.
Yeah. We've talked about it a couple times in episodes, but obviously with some big shakeups remaining, if you were going to design our transfer portal the rest of the way, how would you rank, what's your first priority? What's your second priority? What's your third priority? Your top 5 priorities to fill going forward out of the transfer portal?
That's a good question. I guess I'll go first.
I'll
You want to go, Hood?
I could have missed it, but I just wanted to shout out, I don't know how to say his last name, but Colt Dieterich.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're good. Another guy that committed as well. I think he might even be, our highest rated guy so far.
Definitely.
Really liked his film. Once again, a PFF merchant, you know what I'm saying? So, and for people like that, or, they can rely on that. But the size is apparent. If you're obviously honoring as a party starting spot and you're honoring Cody Green's spot and, worthy of Jesus Christ, there's your swing tackle and you've elevated, that room there, so if you have a Carver situation where you have to go out for 2-3 games, you're not throwing in, with all due respect, turnstiles, you know what I'm saying? So just wanted to shout out Sam Houston State for letting us borrow Buddy before he goes to the league.
What year is he?
He's got 2 years.
These
guys all have eligibility, bro. Like Watts, I think has 2. Conley has 1, and Cole I think has 2.
The Mariners handbook where they control over the players.
Well, this is what I thought. This is what I was saying. Like last year, is like go after these types that have that experience. They might be a 4th-year junior. Get those 2 years, man, of experience, and that's what Indiana's doing. So,
sure.
Yep. Yeah, no, and that was, as you guys will, I'm sure, remember from the GC, as much as I love Cody Green's tape, you can't just conference championship caliber teams don't just basically hand a starting job to a true freshman by default. You have to have competition in that room.
Make them work.
Make them earn it.
28 games.
Good. Sorry.
He's played 28 games. He's played 28 games in 3 seasons. So Eben has 2 years left.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's my bad for forgetting.
You're trying. You said you mentioned the dang punter who we would be 10-3 if we would have beat Wisconsin with a punter.
Yeah, I don't know. We still had our former quarterback. I'm not sure about that. Or maybe we could have beat Oregon with a punter.
We would have, dude. A lot of teams would have punted at this point. Oh, Kevin Potts, hell yeah!
All right,
Kevin.
But let's go kind of through our portal wish list. So, position number 1 at the top of your board.
Quarterback.
Dude, I guess I totally didn't even think about quarterback. I was gonna name a top 5 and not include a quarterback because I totally forgot about this whole situation for about 5 minutes.
Bro, that's how fresh it is, bro. He's like,
Yeah.
so we gotta stop him already.
Damn. I guess it's gotta be number 1, right?
That's gotta be quarterback.
2 for you?
It's 2 for me.
Then
It's
what's
2
your
for me. Wide receiver 1, please.
Yeah, that's someone to throw in though.
But
you still you can get away with anybody if you got a receiver.
Yep, and the reason that I say wide receiver 1 is because if you go out and get a premier, right, or as close as you can get to a wide receiver 1 right now, that's going to help you sign a quarterback.
Yeah.
The flip could also be true.
Yeah, it could be both ways, but yeah, you're right. All right, I can see that.
Mine are quarterback number 1. I got corner number 2. I still think we need a CB1. I think it's best that Rashawn is a versatile player and not tied to one side of the field. And then I got interior defensive line. We only got one guy there so far, so you need at least 3 more, in my opinion. And then I got wide receiver. I definitely think you could either pull off getting like a high end wide receiver 2 and just kind of have him be the Amari this year or whatnot. I'm comfortable with the young guys, but I do think you may need another experienced body in there. I got a lot of people. I kind of revisited some Jordan Clay stuff, and I really do like what I saw there. If you can kind of get him a little bit more burst, he's definitely ready for some targets, I think, year 1. So we'll see. They're all coming in the winter. So pecking order is going to be fun. And then lastly, I got edge. We still need, at the end of the day, you got to get to the passer. It's really hard for me to really, other than interior defensive line, because that's so valuable to this defense, it's really hard for me to really not trust Walters figuring something out or figuring it together or getting his guys the guys he needs, even if they're not super crazy athletes. Him just kind of making guys work. So more worried about the offense because things need to be more perfect on that side of the ball.
As long as it doesn't, as long as we're not down to the Sound the Siren podcast playing defensive line for the Huskies, we're
come on, don't play
close.
Play with me, hooligan, bro. My get off is crazy. My get off is crazy.
The thing with edge, we talked about this a few weeks ago. I think it was just us 3. We do have 3 guys returning with experience. Granted, they're not all. None of them are elite, but we do have some guys in the interior defensive line. We have no one other than one. We have one. Sorry, we have one. Davis. Shout out to Davis for that. But yeah, so mine would be quarterback 1, interior defensive line 2, wide receiver 3, edge 4, and I'm on I think I'm the minority here. I would love to have a CB1 come in. It's not as pressing to me because I think we
Pun intended.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I think we have 3 guys that could play and start, but they have no one after that. At least it's shown experience, so it is a gamble with injuries. So that's why I'm okay if we got a guy for depth to be or CB3 or 4, but we could definitely use a starter corner. Don't get me wrong, but that would be my 5th is corner.
And I think honorable mention has to be running back. I think you have I think you have a specific type that you're expecting to get the majority of carries next year, and that's in the Big Ten. That's just asking for injury. Those guys are not those types of running backs, and just with all due respect, at this point in their careers. So you're definitely going to have to go out there and get somebody that can. For one, Adam Muhammad was phenomenal in pass blocking. First of all. You're gonna have to get somebody out there willing to pass block, and then I would like somebody to just take up some carries from these guys. Get the 2-yard gains.
Adam was phenomenal in pass blocking, or Jonah was phenomenal in pass blocking.
They both were. Shoot,
They both
are really good. They both are really good. And the fact that this offense kind of relies on spamming the pass at times, you're definitely going to need to have confidence there. Because even if they don't have a good pass blocker back there, they gonna pass. So obviously,
yes,
ridiculous. But
I'd say, I'm going to still say wide receiver one if there's still that could be. If there's still one that could be found, I'd say a wide receiver one. I'd say QB probably number two, and then I'd go the interior D line. I'm still concerned that we have a lot of unprovenness at tight end, but tight end is not going to be on my top five, but it's going to be an honorable mention. I'm going to go RB4. And again, Hood, to your point, a very specific type. I don't care if they're explosive. Get me a guy that is explosive enough, but is the body type that can, it's certainly the rumor, and our buddy Roman talked about Jaden Lamar on his show either today or yesterday, but like averaged, I believe, 4.7 yards per carry. Obviously that's not like world beating, but like, can I give this guy the ball 14 times a game, and can he get me 4.7 yards per carry to keep Brian Bonner and Jordan Washington fresh? And then, you don't have to bank on
just 8 carries.
I think he's as good as Wayne Talapapa. So, what I mean, at the end of the day, just do your job.
Yep. Do your job. Pick up the hard, honestly, pick up the hard yards, and whether that's, if that's Jane Lamar, great, or, like, just so that you don't have to bank on getting that from either Julian McMahon or Ansu Sanoe, who are redshirt freshmen and true freshmen. Like, you need one experienced back in that room, just from a leadership standpoint as well.
Yeah.
And then, I will agree. Edge. Like, I think, corner's an honorable mention for me, because I certainly would love to have an experienced guy in that room as well. But I certainly think that with the talent that they just brought in, I think you could solve that with Dylan Robinson, with Rajon Duncan, and
that's a great call too.
And I'm blanking on the other freshman. That's a true outside corner.
Duncan,
Jerron Jones,
and then Jerron Jones.
Jerron Jones.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. They're both dudes that could have probably started somewhere too. You know what I mean? Like year one, maybe like ACC.
Yeah, I did have tight end higher, but Rome, or in the group chat, one of the group chats said it. Then Rome was like, "We have 7 tight ends." Not that any of them are amazing, but we do have a lot of bodies,
and they're young, bro.
Yeah,
and they move.
Yeah,
and knowing how Jared works, he wants to build and develop within the program. That's what he likes to do. So I don't see that. Like, I'll take it. We could use a starting tight end, a better one, but it's not a necessity.
I just want us to, like, honestly, like, bring me one offensive weapon at one, like a true weapon, bring me a dude.
Weapon number one.
Weapon number one anywhere. Running back, great. Wide receiver, great. Tight end, great. Quarterback, great. Like, give me a skill position weapon out of the transfer portal, please.
Somebody we can market, because they're gonna be marketing Ryan Walters next year. Look at the best person on the program. Look at him.
I mean, Brian Bonner could be that dude.
He could, but I mean, quarterback usually does it on offense, and then it trickles in everybody else. It was Mike, and then it was all receivers, and then you can definitely like lean into like death row and stuff like that. We can always market that. So like ZRS and like Lane, like the local guys. That linebacking core is going to be relentless next year. Ridiculous. So those are easy faces to market for sure. Jacob Manu is going to be all over the city for sure, because he's a real outstanding kid. So,
God, that linebacking group,
dude. I'm looking at how many like top end linebackers are hitting the portal, and I'm like, damn, I want it. Well, I mean,
We don't need.
Yeah, I know, we don't need to. Yeah.
and
Do
I'm
you
like,
see
damn, I
Buddha's
want.
tweet?
We're not. Hood, we're
I
not
don't
playing
know.
rugby. We don't need 11 guys that run around and hit like linebackers.
Hey, I
If we
do
were
want to
playing
shout out.
rugby, bring me all of them. But
I don't know what Mallard fan it was, but it was actually hella funny. I just been like quote tweeting a bunch of players and been like, need that, and then he like photoshopped it or whatever and was like, a warm body enters the portal and it's like Hood Husky needs that. So I think that was pretty good,
That's
bro.
funny.
That was high quality. I showed him some love for that one. I was like, I feel it, but they're actually all good players, bro. And he just was like, oh,
I will actually say. I will say
bro.
I'm gonna shout out Puddles at Scoducks with a Z. Before Dumbond Williams entered the portal, he had a great tweet of the something to the effect of like the one of the quarterbacks in college football.
Who was that?
No qualify. He was just saying like the joke was he was saying like that people were hyping Dumbond as like one of the best quarterbacks in college football, but the exact wording intentionally was one of the quarterbacks in college football. Well played.
They've been doing.
We agree.
They've been doing well. Now that they're mad at other schools and they can kind of just whimsically be. Other schools are talking the same shit we are, so now they're like, oh well, here's our familiar foe.
Glad we were able to give you some content this weekend, Duck fans. You got nothing else going on.
Hey, look, and I think I don't know if I said it before we got on, but all in this modern time, as much as some of the old heads don't like it, all publicity is good publicity at this point. This program's always been like, oh, we're trying to push integrity. We're trying to push character, and if something crazy happens here, we try to sweep it under the rug, and we don't take it to the next level. We try to handle it a certain way, and let's lean into it. Let's put this at the front page of the news. Let's lean into the media being all and talking about us and stuff like that, because that's just relevance at the end of the day, regardless.
I'm fine with the media saying that we were paying a
quarterback
basically $4 to $5 million that had 1 year of college experience.
Yes,
basically one full season as a starter. I'm okay with that.
Hey, I thought it was crazy.
Shout out to everybody out there saying that us trying to hold Dumbond to his contract is going to come bad on us, and it's like, no, it's not. It's not. Okay, yeah, if your intention is to come in and break the contract, it might be a knock. But it's like, if you come here and your contract is for a year, you come and fulfill the obligations of your contract, you're going to get paid.
You're going to get paid.
Thank you.
And it was hefty.
And then if you want,
keep marketing,
and then if you want to jump in the portal after that, don't sign the next deal.
Yeah, just don't sign. Yeah, I thought it's crazy that we have the semifinals starting tomorrow, and the talk of college football.
Think about the portal.
Dumbond Williams
is the Washington Huskies.
Take that as a national brand, Oregon Ducks. That's right. You're playing 2 days. No one's talking about you.
They are talking about us more now than when we're preparing to play Michigan. So I'm just like, it's like at the end of the day, this sport is so cooked, bro. It's not about winning. It's about getting on these networks front page, bro.
Yep.
Some kids will be sitting at home like, oh, he made $4 million at Washington? Like, what?
Yeah. That's very true.
I'll take it.
I mean, Power 5 quarterback jobs are not, there's only 24, or, there's what? 34 of them. There's 34 QB1s in the Power 2.
It's just, and there's still a bunch, like, there's still a bunch of dominoes still to fall. Like, somebody's going to get the short end of the quarterback.
Yeah.
So
here's hoping it's not us with Kermit at quarterback.
Oh, bro, I'm telling you, bro.
Or Kermit Jr. So wait, because if Mahomes is Kermit, does that make Dylan Raiola Tiny Tim? Or Robin, I guess, is Kermit's nephew. Robin played Tiny Tim. All right. Any final thoughts, man. All right. I think we can call this one a show. We will be back next week to talk about to do our first F-bombs class episode of the year. We're going to be talking the offense. So you're going to hear us talk about Derek Zammit and Brian Bonner, Jordan Clay and Trez Davis, Cody, a gentleman by the name of Cody Green,
Come on.
and a Rhino.
And a Rhino.
In any case, thanks so much for listening. Go Dogs.